This is perfect. We have a major New York Jets update that could have a huge effect on the team going forward, as Jermaine Johnson has revealed the truth on an injury update after he tore his Achilles, while also speaking out on Aaron Glenn as the New York Jets head coach, a defensive-minded guy, while Johnson prepares to return with breakout star Will McDonald, and we're going to break all of it down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris and Matt here, and we're going to jump right into things as usual. And if you guys are enjoying the content and want more New York Jets content, make sure to subscribe. 80% of people watching this are not subscribed, and if you want daily New York Jets news, rumors, I'll say it in one second.
Leave it in.
Yeah. New York Jets news, rumors, reports, updates on trades, some live streams eventually, TikToks. If TikTok is allowed, we will do that, and I'll make Matt make some TikToks. But that's for another time. Oh, yeah, he's making them, guys. Yes, I did almost say Knicks. No, I make Knicks Digest TikToks, and I'm going to do Yankees as well, and UFC. This is all you, Matt. This is all you. Welcome to the big time. But, guys, obviously the news is that Jermaine Johnson has given a major update on his injury status, as Jermaine went down in Week 2 with a torn Achilles, and it was a real gut wrench to the team, as effectively when Johnson went down, the Jets pass rush that was already in trouble considering Haason Reddick was not playing and Will McDonald was young and inexperienced, and fans didn't love the way that that his rookie season went, and rightfully so. His rookie season was definitely quiet. It really felt like the Jets, who already had a weak pass rush, really started to have no pass rush, but obviously it didn't fully happen. Will McDonald broke out. Eventually Haason Reddick showed up and did absolutely nothing. So there was that to add on. But Will McDonald, he's now much better, and Jermaine Johnson has given an update saying that he'll be ready to go by OTAs. He spoke with the doctor on Saturday, and he said that everything looks perfect. He said that thing ain't re-tearing. Everything is looking good. The explosion is coming back, and Jermaine said that he's excited. And he said that when he was on the field and he went down, he just started bawling because he wasn't going to be able to come back for his guys. I was like, damn, I can't step up for them. I've got to just watch from the sidelines. When we were going back to the locker room to do the tests, I kept saying, please, God, I'm not strong enough to deal with an Achilles. I'm thinking about months and months and months of the same thing, but I could do this. I'm much stronger than I thought I was. We've seen young players in each side of the aisle where they get injured and it derails their career, and other guys who get injured and come back. And like what Johnson said, he's much stronger than he realized. He was able to come back from an absolute nightmare of an injury if you play sports, and now he's motivated. He's more motivated than ever to show that he's much better than he's ever been before, and that he believes in himself more than ever before. So we could see an absolute monstrous year from Jermaine Johnson. And on top of that, another year of development for Will McDonald is just such a good sign, Matt, for things to come. Now, Johnson obviously didn't play much last season because he got injured in the middle of the second game. However, the season prior, he was a Pro Bowler. He had a very good year starting all 17 of those games that he played. And, I mean, frankly, he just had a good year. The man got an interception. It was a pick six. It was awesome. He had a lot of great moments as a New York Jet. And now, where we're at right now, I am super excited to watch Jermaine Johnson get back on the field. Matt, this is good.
Yeah, this is great news. Obviously, when Jermaine Johnson went down, it was a blow to the pass rush. But like you said, Will McDonald stepped up, but he can't do it by himself. Will McDonald is an edge. He's not an edge. Obviously, he's an edge rusher. He's a speed rusher. That's what I'm trying to say. He's a speed rusher. Jermaine Johnson is the power rusher. Johnson does not have the run defense game limitations that McDonald has. So we do really need Jermaine Johnson back. He had 7.5 sacks, I believe, in the last time he was healthy back in 2023. Really would like to see where he can take his game to moving forwards healthily. He was considered a steal back in 2022 when the New York Jets drafted him in the first round by many draft analysts. Out of Florida State, a lot of guys thought he was going maybe even top 10, but definitely top 15. The New York Jets traded back up to get him in the mid-20s. Very exciting. Always love to see draft trade-ups. And it's especially fun when they work out like this. You were talking about how he had that pick six. That's important because he can do stuff other than just rush the passer. The play I want to highlight from his history, he also had a blocked punt as a rookie, just showing off the athleticism that this player brings to the table. Like I said before, very exciting player. The New York Jets really need him back. And we are not going to be going pass rusher in the first round this year. But like you said before, we need more pass rush. So Jermaine Johnson, cannot wait to see what he can bring to the team this season. Hopefully he gets back healthy enough. Like you said, OTAs, he will be back, so he will have some time to get his legs back under him, so to speak. But it's a tough injury to come back from. We got to cut him some slack. We really do. He's not going to come back and immediately start lighting stuff up. The New York Jets are going to be, whether it's rounds 2, 3, 4, 5 in the draft or free agency, they will be looking somewhere to upgrade pass rushers. It's not just going to be McDonald and Johnson, although for the future, that was certainly the goal when both players were selected in the first round by the New York Jets. My last point here, real ball knowers knew that Will McDonald was not going to do anything as a rookie, Chris. If you know ball, you were not worried at all about that rookie season. That was always going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, he was pegged as a guy who could potentially break out in that second season. And, Matt, this is kind of a random poll, but when speaking on Jermaine Johnson, do you remember where we were when he got drafted? Not college. Obviously, we were in college.
No, I do. I do remember the bar we were at. Yep.
What was it called?
It was called Riverwalk. I remember we were at the bar, and it was exciting because we came back, and it was like the Jets trade back up. I was like, dude, we never do this.
Yeah, no, we were hype. And, I mean, that draft proved to be massively successful. They drafted Sauce Gardner 4th overall. They drafted Garrett Wilson 9th overall. They drafted Jermaine Johnson, 17th? Oh, yeah, Garrett was 10th.
10th for Garrett Wilson. I mean, I think Jermaine Johnson was 26. I don't know off the top of my head.
I feel like 17th is definitely lower.
Then Breece Hall in the second round, another fun pick. I wonder if the Jets are going to re-sign Breece Hall. Right now, I'm hearing a lot of people want to trade Breece Hall. Not sure who's going to want to trade for a guy who carries the ball like I think it was 13.2 or 13.8 times per game. So we're going to hang on to Breece for the season for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the Jets obviously had this great draft, and they found a lot of building blocks in this team or on this team.
Oh yeah, 26th overall.
Yeah,
what I meant to say was I know for a fact he was drafted 26th overall.
Facts. We'll cut that out, except we won't because I actually did learn how to cut stuff out, but I choose not to do that. What we say we can't take back, unless we absolutely have to. Then I am going to cut it out. If I say something or if one of us says something horrible, then yeah, we might take it back. Or if we say something wrong, so we could just pretend like we were never wrong. We could do that as well. But in all seriousness, Jermaine Johnson coming back is going to be great for the team. I mean, the man's just a great pass rusher, great power rusher. He's going to give the Jets a lot of what they need, and he'll probably look a bit slower come games 1 through 3 of the season, just as he gets it back rolling. It's been a while. What are you laughing at?
No, I was just thinking about what you said before about how he can't take stuff back, but I love the fact that when he's down with an injury, his first thought is about the team and the players around him. He's not thinking about himself. Yeah, he's not thinking about himself. He's clearly a team first player. He's thinking, there he is. He's thinking about when he gets injured, it's not, oh no, this is going to be so bad for me. Like, what's my career going to look like? This is going to cost me so much money. He's thinking, I can't be there for my teammates. I can't help my team win football games. That's the type of guys we need in this locker room. And just like you said, those are the type of guys that Aaron Glenn is going to love to have on the roster. Those are guys he's going to target in the draft, target in free agency. I'm very excited to see what kind of culture Aaron Glenn brings to the table. I know it's going to be, guys are going to fight. It's going to look a little bit like the Lions because guys are going to fight on this team. Yeah. If you're not proud to be a New York Jet, he's going to get rid of you. He's not going to stand for that. And honestly, Chris, the way the season goes, if they only win 4 or 5 games, but there's a noticeable culture shift and it feels like there's positivity going towards the future and it looks like we have the right guys running the show, I would take that as a win for next season.
Yeah, I mean, especially with a team that then gets itself into position to either draft or trade up for either Arch Manning or Nico Iamaleava. So it does – I have to lock in when I say his last name. But it does make some sense to where you'd look at that and you'd be happy with the season. And, I mean, Glenn's been open that he doesn't want guys who don't want to be on the Jets. He wants guys who want to be on the Jets, not because of the paycheck they're getting offered or anything like that. How Le'Veon Bell signed with the Jets because it was the most money available for him. It's not going to be something like that. He wants people who want to be a part of this Jets culture, which is clearly the right way to build a team. We've seen this be true before, and we've seen Aaron Glenn be a big part of this. Jermaine Johnson spoke on Aaron Glenn, and I mean, just as Johnson said, he seems like a great leader of men, a great football mind. He's done it at a high level, and he's done it in New York. That's a hell of a guy to follow for this position. So you could tell Jermaine Johnson saying all the things that Aaron Glenn's going to love to hear. It's hard to imagine that Jermaine truly wouldn't feel this way as well. I don't think this is him trying to give a good interview. I think this is Jermaine Johnson being serious. I think he is proud to be part of this team. The way that Sauce Gardner's been adamant that he would not want to trade out of New York because he said it would feel wrong that if the Jets, once they can get back and get things rolling and really get this revival going, he said it'll just feel wrong to him if he's not a part of it. It's you find guys like this who just want to be part of this culture that Aaron Glenn plans on building, and Jermaine Johnson is going to be a big part of this moving forward. He has a contract extension due, and not the longest time from now. It's not next season. It's not like this season upcoming, but he will have one. He'll have an extension due, and you think about where the Jets are at, and there's a high likelihood that they will bring him back. It's just fully dependent on what things look like at the time, where the Jets are at, how much money he'll be commanding, how Will McDonald's doing. So there will be a lot of questions moving forwards, but clearly mindset-wise, you could tell Jermaine Johnson's going to be super excited to get out there. It feels like he would really succeed in an Aaron Glenn defense that is very keen to blitzes. So I think this is a very good situation for Jermaine Johnson to be in when he's coming back.
I agree with you completely. Both these guys, Aaron Glenn and Jermaine Johnson, look like great fits for each other. Jermaine Johnson doesn't have to say that in the interview. So yeah. I also love that other thing you said about how he is excited to be a New York Jet and he doesn't want to do it anywhere else. Love the fact that Sauce Gardner said that. But you know which New York Jet has said nothing about wanting to be a New York Jet long term? Garrett Wilson. The rumor mill is swirling like crazy. You're telling me he wants to be a New York Jet? You're not going to come out and say something? Like, I hope he doesn't get traded, but reading the tea leaves, he's going to demand a trade. Like, everything is leading up perfectly. The perfect storm is brewing for him to demand a trade. And when he does demand a trade, Aaron Glenn is going to say, I don't want people who don't want to be here. He's going to go to his boy, his GM, Darren Mougey, and he's going to say, trade Garrett Wilson. And then he's going to get traded for a first-round pick and maybe a day 3 pick on top of that, because that's what young, up-and-coming wide receivers get traded for in the modern NFL. That's what Stephon Diggs was traded for, although he wasn't super young. That's what A.J. Brown was traded for. In mock drafts actually made by experts, it's Garrett Wilson for a first-round pick. That's what the trades are. I know a lot of people who follow this channel, they want to see 2 first-round picks, 2 fourth-round picks. That's not going to happen. They want to see an early first-round pick. That's probably not going to happen. Garrett Wilson, once he demands that trade, he is going to get traded because the Jets, like I said, they want the culture. They want guys that want to be there. They want guys who are proud to be New York Jets. And someone who is not proud to be a New York Jet is someone demanding a trade. And also, I'll talk about Jermaine Johnson's contracts. Like you were saying, they can extend them this year if they so choose. He would be going into his 4th season. They have the option this year. They need to decide whether or not they're going to pick up his 5th-year option, which, spoiler alert, they are.
That's what I mean by the lack of extension.
No. Well, but they can also give him the long term. They can give him the big deal extension this year, and it would kick in after the 5th year gets picked up. So he would play next year on the rookie deal, play on the 5th year, and then the bigger contract would pick up after that.
Might not be the worst idea for the Jets to go for it this year than to try to get him on a discount, honestly.
With the way Will McDonald looks, I think it would be a better idea to see how he actually looks after the surgery. He might say the explosion's coming back, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, you have to see it. You have to see what the coaches think of everything. It would make sense, and they definitely will target some sort of other pass rush as the season goes on, whether that's a defensive tackle spot or they kind of rotate around with edge rushers and not have someone play every minute or every snap or something like that. So we'll see what happens there. Guys, let us know what you think down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets. I almost said something that I would have had to cut out, and it was about Matt, and it was a lot.